What's up, YouTube? My name is Vicente Gonzalez, and welcome to my fantasy football channel. I've had some previous success in leagues I've been in, and I thought, why not share some of that knowledge with y'all? So to start, here's my top 20 fantasy quarterbacks for 2017. At number 20, you got Joe Flacco. Now, Joe Flacco needs to be nothing more than a fill-in spot start for the year. He has good wide receivers and Rashad Perriman and Mike Wallace, but honestly, he has nothing else, no rushing attack, and a weak offensive line. And not to mention, he got hurt this last offseason, weightlifting. His back's hurt, so keep that in mind when drafting him, if at all. So that's all you need to know about him, really. At number 19, you got Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford did really well filling in for Teddy Bridgewater last year. He set an NFL completion record, and honestly, I expect him to do better this year. Maybe not set the record, but anyways, he has excellent receiver in Stephon Diggs, and good backup receivers in Adam Thielen and Laquan Treadwell, and actually a rushing attack this year with Dalvin Cook and Latavius Murray. So I expect a pretty good season from him, maybe worth a little more than number 19. Number 18, you got Tyrod Taylor. Now, Tyrod Taylor is a running quarterback in a running offense. He ran for 6 touchdowns last year, and that adds to his value. However, he's not the best throwing quarterback. He has a big arm, but he's not very accurate, and his number 1 weapon in Sammy Watkins is typically hurt throughout the year. So keep that in mind, but he would make a really good quarterback 2 fill-in option. At number 17, you got Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles had a terrible 2016 season. He was a turnover machine and just did not live up to the expectations. This year, I expect him to do a little better. He just needs to cut down the mistakes, and he has all the weapons around him. He has Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns, and they drafted excellent running back with Leonard Fournette to help him out. So if he corrects his mistakes, he's going to be really good. I expect him to throw a little more than he did last year. At number 16, we have Eli Manning. Now, Eli Manning possesses one of the deadliest wide receiver crews in the NFL with Odell Beckham Jr., Sterling Shepard, and Brandon Marshall. And add in rookie tight end Evan Ingram, he's got a really dangerous offense. But he doesn't have a running game, and he can be really streaky, cold, hot sometimes. So a little unreliable. I would draft him maybe as a high-end quarterback too, but nothing more than that. At number 15, you have Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston has done really well since coming out of Florida State in 2015. And this year I expect him to do a lot better. He has all-pro wide receiver Mike Evans, and they drafted pro-ready tight end O.J. Howard, and they also brought in Deshaun Jackson, who is a deep threat wide receiver. Now, they don't have a rushing attack, so expect him to have to make up a lot of the ground for that. He's gonna be throwing a lot, but he also probably will make a few mistakes, so just keep that in mind too. Number 14, we got Dak Prescott. Now, Dak Prescott earned his Offensive Rookie of the Year award last year. He was consistent, made very few mistakes, and rushed for 8 touchdowns, as well as throwing for 23. Now, I expect him to grow a lot more this year. He's going to do better. He's going to throw for probably a few more touchdowns, a few more yards, but don't expect him to be the fantasy game breaker that a lot of other people think he will be. He's going to be more of a game manager. The Cowboys' offense is more around Zeke than it is him, so he'll be consistent. He's going to be steady, and he's going to get you points, but he won't get you 30 points a game. So keep that in mind. At number 13, you have Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota was having a wonderful season before breaking his leg in week 16. And this year, I expect him to come back with a vengeance. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball, and he has more weapons now than he did before, which isn't saying much because he had shitty weapons before. Now he has wide receiver Corey Davis to go along with Rashard Matthews, DeMarco Murray, Delaney Walker, and he has one of the better offensive lines in the NFL. Expect good things from him. He's going to make plays. At number 12, you have Phillip Rivers. The organization tried to help Phillip Rivers out this year by drafting a standout wide receiver, Mike Williams from Clemson. But the thing is, Rivers got unlucky again. The injury bug hit the wide receivers, and Mike Williams might not even play this season because of a herniated back. But Phillip Rivers is still Phillip Rivers. He's going to be throwing it a lot, and now he has a really stable running game to go along with. So expect him to be airing it out, making a lot of touchdowns, a lot of yards. I expect him to go for at least 4,000 yards and at least 25 touchdowns. And also at least 2 picks a game because he's a turnover machine. So keep that in mind. But he's a good starting quarterback. He can win you some games. At number 11, you have Matthew Stafford. Now, Matthew Stafford is one of the sleeper picks in this draft. He's typically not drafted as a QB1, but can totally be one. He is clutch, he throws a lot, he's in a pass-heavy offense, and he runs it really well. He has excellent receivers in Marvin Jones and Golden Tate, and now he has Amir Abdullah back. And he's a do-it-all running back. He can catch the ball, he can run the ball. So I expect him to do really well this year. He's going to thrive in this passing offense. At number 10, you got Kirk Cousins. Now, Kirk Cousins almost threw for 5,000 yards last year. And this year I expect him to still be a pretty good quarterback. He did lose his deep threat in Deshaun Jackson, but they did pick up Terrell Pryor, who could be a wide receiver one. And also, if Josh Doxson can stay healthy, he's a good red zone threat. Recent development, though, Jordan Reed is seeing a specialist about his toe, so he may be without him for a while if he ever gets him back. So that does lower his value a little bit, but he's still going to be a gunner. He's still going to throw the ball, and he's still going to make plays. So I think he's going to be okay. At number 9, you got Andrew Luck. Now put an asterisk right there because Andrew Luck just can't get healthy. He hasn't thrown a pass in training camp yet, and I don't trust the organization saying that there's no timetable for it. Now that really means he's probably not going to be ready. So keep that in mind. But if he can get on the field, he can be a game breaker for you. He has an excellent arm. He can run the football too, and he has excellent receivers in T.Y. Hilton, Philip Dorsett, and excellent running back Frank Gore. Well, I would say excellent, I would say consistent. But anyways, if he can get on the field, he's a quarterback one. But right now, just leave him. He may not be on the field. Keep that in mind. At number 8, you got Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger is an excellent quarterback one. He has all the weapons around him: Le'Veon Bell at running back, Martavis Bryant, Antonio Brown. But another thing about Ben Roethlisberger is he hasn't played a full season in a long time. He'll get you 12 good games, 13 good games, but he will never play a full season. So just keep that in mind when you're drafting him. But other than that, he can be a QB1. Maybe pick up Tyrod Taylor as a backup, At number 7, you got Cam Newton. Now, Cam Newton had a pretty disappointing season last year because he was never healthy. His line did nothing for him, and he was getting hit a lot, and he wasn't in the zone. This year, I expect him to bounce back a little bit. He makes plays with his legs. He's got new weapon in Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Stewart to run the running back position. Excellent receiver in Kelvin Benjamin. I think this is definitely a bounce back season for him. At number 6, you got Derek Carr. Now, Derek Carr was having an MVP season last year before breaking his leg in Week 16. But this year, he's going to come back and he's going to be greater than ever. He has excellent wide receiver duo in Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree. He has Marshawn Lynch there. He has Jared Cook and one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. He is going to perform great and expect another MVP season out of him. At number 5, we got Russell Wilson. Now, Russell Wilson just wasn't himself last year. He had the worst offensive line in the league and was constantly being hurried and hit. But this year, I expect him to bounce back from that. One of the priorities this offseason for the Seahawks organization was to revamp the offensive line, and they attempted to. So if that gets settled up, expect the rushing attack to improve with Eddie Lacy coming in and Russell Wilson having a little more time to do what he has to do. So if all that works out, he could be a top 5 quarterback. Number 4, you got Matt Ryan. Now, Matt Ryan threw just shy of 5,000 yards last season, and he was the NFL MVP. And this year, I expect him to do just about the same. He's going to be good. He has Julio Jones, Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman, and one of the best offensive lines in the league. There's no reason he can't do another Super Bowl run and be great. At number 3, you got Drew Brees. Drew Brees threw for 5,208 freaking yards last year. That's good for 4th best all time. And he's showing no signs of slowing down. He's in a passing offense where he's the focal point and has good weapons around him in Michael Thomas, Willie Snead, and he can make all the plays in the world. So he can be a QB1 all day. At number 2, we have Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady is probably the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, and this year he has more weapons than ever. He has Julian Edelman. They brought in Brandon Cooks, a super deep threat receiver. They have Mike Gillisley to pick up where LeGarrette Blount left off last year, and they have an excellent offensive line. He's going to be a top 3 quarterback this year, guaranteed, matchup proof. At number 1, we have Aaron Rodgers. Now, nobody throws it like Aaron Rodgers does, and he seems to make all the plays. He is clutch, he throws long balls all the time, and he has a dangerous wide receiver group with Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson, and Randall Cobb. And now this year, they might have the running back situation figured out with Ty Montgomery. So I expect big things from him. He should be the number 1 quarterback coming off the board in every draft. Well, that's it for today. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.